Hey, what's up, Dub Nation? Hello, YouTubers, and once again, welcome, podcast people. I am actually recording this outside of Chase Center. Beautiful, beautiful night here in Mission Bay of San Francisco. You YouTubers will get the video of this, but podcast people, you just have to listen. Now, I mentioned in a previous podcast, which I haven't produced and finished yet, sorry, that it gets really windy outside Chase. And hey, I'm going to bet that this is one of the first, if not the first podcast done right outside Chase. Beautiful views, and it's pretty quiet, and the breeze is not too bad. So I decided to go ahead and do this podcast now. Let me flip it over so you guys can see on YouTube, but well, there's people walking by, so I'm going to pause right now. So you got murals all over the surrounding area of Chase. Really nice artwork. And yo, look at that. It's the Bay Bridge. Just a beautiful view over there. And the whole bay itself. Or half of it, really. Alright, so below me right here is Hooptopia. They're going to have a little partnership with Candytopia and make it a hoop experience. Maybe we'll go peek in the window over there, but as you can see, more good artwork. And now I'm walking by where Kevon Looney and D'Angelo Russell were standing when they first visited here. D'Lo posted it on Instagram. And here is, if I can get this going, here is Hooptopia. Look inside there, really nice logo. And they're going to have everything in there, such as a place where you can get in a harness and dunk. We saw that on Zaza's Instagram. And he challenged Clay to a dunk contest again. So I'll keep walking and talking. Hey guys, it's Connor. Oh man, it broke. Hey guys, it's Connor Letourneau. It's not live. No, I'm taping.
Just got a sandwich. I was in the media room till like 8, so.
Yeah, I was gonna go there to do a podcast because the soundproof room is awesome.
Podcast now?
Yeah. You want to be on it?
Sure.
Okay. With food in your mouth?
You mean like right now?
Yeah, why not? You're here. Just 5-10 minutes.
Only 5. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, just talk about whatever. What are your first impressions?
You want me to do it right now?
I'll record this. Why not?
First impression. I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to know
Do
that
this
there's going to be what?
Because the camera, because the microphone.
Oh, you want me to actually like talk into the camera?
No, I mean just the mic is right here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's one
Camera's
thing.
all, yeah, go ahead.
It's one thing to know that there's going to be 8 new players and they're going to be so much younger, but then to actually see it and be in the room and you know, as someone who's been on the beat now, this is my 4th year, and you have all these new guys and Steph and Draymond are really the only old heads in the room.
And Clay, but
it's a little jarring, to be honest, and you're seeing already just how thin they are and how much they need a couple of these young guys to really step up for them to even be competitive. I mean, the reality of the situation is Clay's not going to come back till probably March, you know, which maybe a month before the playoffs. And so for them to even be within striking distance at that time of an 8 or 7 seed, you know, they need these young guys to step up. So, you know, they have a couple injuries to that center rotation, and suddenly, you know, in that preseason opener, they're going to be starting Omari Spellman, and his backup's a guy who's not even going to make the 15-man roster, and Marcus Chris. So to be that thin is a stark contrast from what we've seen in past years.
Yeah. What about Chase itself? What are your
Chase is
away?
Amazing, man. Lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
It's probably the most amazing arena I've ever been in. It's just it's really
number one in the world, really, I feel like.
I mean, it's hard to imagine a nicer arena.
Yeah.
They just really when I first went on a tour of it a few weeks ago, I just noticed that they took every good aspect of every other arena.
Yeah.
Like everything that was kind of the trademark or signature of every other arena, like their best qualities, they just took a little bit.
I love the Madison Square Garden thing that they stole with the lower level suite.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
That
and they hired the guy from MSG.
One of the things I think is the coolest is just that they have like in the entry area, it looks like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
You know, and the will
a lot of
call,
places,
most arenas will call is just, you know, a window that where you try to talk to someone, but the will call here, you walk in and there's like it's actually indoors and there's kind of a nice lobby area there. They really thought of everything. It's very impressive.
Yeah. All right. So it's real quick. Lakers. Yeah. Spellman against Anthony Davis first quarter. What's the first quarter score going to be?
Honestly, it's
funny, but who cares about those?
So who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
And
but still, it's kind of funny.
It'll be interesting. I'm a little annoyed that I have to watch the same two teams go at it, you know,
4
times in the preseason. It's like the games don't matter anyway, but then you add the fact that they're facing the same team, it just makes it
by
a
game
little bit more.
2.5, 3, and 4 is it might be some sloppy.
I mean,
ball.
the good thing for the Warriors' sake is that the travel will be pretty easy. They're just going to LA for a few days, and can't really get easier than that. In past years, obviously, they went to China a couple years ago, which I think they felt going into the regular season. So I guess that's actually a good thing, especially for a team that is pretty thin.
Yeah. And so what were you working on till 8? What kind of inside scoop bombs are you dropping?
Nah, nothing really. I mean, I actually have a big story dropping tomorrow morning on Alan Smileygeach.
Okay.
So check that out. It'll be online early tomorrow, and it'll be in the paper on Saturday. So it's kind of the origin story of Alan Smileygeach. I think a lot of people, know that he played in the G League last year, but they don't know his story. So it's really a profile of him. Yeah,
you're like the MCU doing the origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Letourneau.
Yeah, exactly.
Cinematic universe.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Thanks for taking time,
thanks, man.
I'm gonna cruise around here and see you tomorrow, bro.
All right, man.
Awesome.
All right, you been good?
Wow. So we just got 6 free minutes from one of the beat writers of the Warriors, one of the toughest grinders out there, Connor Letourneau of the San Francisco Chronicle. And I want to take this time to tell you that if you need to read one source that's objective and purposely avoids clickbait headlines and isn't subject to this meme era of social media, you should read San Francisco Chronicle for sure. So I keep waiting for people to walk by, and I wanted to let you know that we have some content coming up with the Warriors store. I need to post that. Man, I'm running out of time here. I did a little tour of the Warriors store, although you could have gotten that from the Jacob Evans shopping spree. Man, my iPhone here tends to freeze whenever I switch from selfie mode to regular mode. But let's keep walking here. I haven't really filmed this part all that much yet, so new content for you. And there's a breeze slightly here, so there might be some noise. I apologize. A lot of breeze right now, so I'm gonna duck out real quick. All right, so walk with me here. There's definitely a wind tunnel right there by the in-between Chase Center and the Warriors shop. No longer called the Warriors store, it's the Warriors shop. All right, so keeping in mind I'm still kind of doing a podcast that covers the first 3 days of training camp. And now I'm getting background noise from people walking on Warriors Way over there. Nice murals of Draymond and Steph with the popcorn right outside the shop. Okay, let's get to it. Let's do some housekeeping because first off, as far as the podcasts are going, goodness gracious, editing them is a pain in the butt. No matter how little editing there really is. Oh, cool. We can see the Coke bottle of Oracle Park from right here by the Warrior store. That's really neat. Sorry, got distracted there. So these podcasts are, I have Benzino, who is a super fan of the Warriors. I see him all the time on the road. I had a talk with him. We wanted to turn the page on Kevin Durant, which hopefully you have now on the podcast feed before this one. And it's just really hard for me, I'm finding, to produce these and get these out so quickly. So you'll just have to bear with me. I mean, so I haven't done a podcast since I split Warriors Media Day into 2 parts, and that hasn't been uploaded yet. I want to get to that. And so this particular podcast is taking a while, and we're already Thursday, already 3 practices in, so I'm a little behind. But as far as Let's Go Warriors housekeeping, there you go. We just had Connor Letourneau on, so I'm going to skip going down my Twitter feed and catching up on every tiny little detail. But bottom line was the first day of practice, we had Omari Spellman and D'Angelo Russell. And the next day, D'Angelo, we asked them about meshing with Steph, and is working out with Steph helpful to him? And he said it wasn't like stealing any of Steph's secrets or whatnot. It was more like just getting to see him up close, how he works out, how he lifts weights, how he, everything. And so you can see the respect level that Steph has from a lot of players in the NBA, such as D'Angelo Russell, obviously. And so we got cars driving by here, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle as well. So there was that with D'Angelo. With Omari Spellman, it was really the whole thing about losing weight. He's lost 40 pounds, and on his IG story, he even showed what kind of, diet conscious meals he's having. Actually, only had one that he IG storied, so that was kind of neat to see. And also with Spellman, the big thing out of practice on day 1 was him not accepting Draymond's invitation to go see Janet Jackson. And I saw on Twitter some people were perturbed by that. It's like, why don't we talk about basketball and this and that? Well, that's the problem with memes. We did talk about basketball. It just, all you saw was that one question. So I just want to put it out there that, nah, guys, us media, we're doing our jobs. Every now and then we need to take a departure and ask a question like that, just so it's not 100% just basketball, because that can get a little rote. So give us a break, So I tend to fight a lot with a lot of people out there who are disgusted by the media, and my goal to you guys is, one of them is to just tell you what the landscape is really about, is really to just say, hey, this is ESPN. Like I said the other day, they had to do the whole Draymond saying that they can, Warriors can still win a championship. What else is he going to say? But that's what happens when you have millions of in your audience. When you have millions in your audience, the way you go about doing your business is different than Let's Go Warriors. We can focus on more the nitty gritty, and we can take a step back and not get caught up in stuff. Also, the local newspapers can do that as well. Like I said, San Francisco Chronicle does a great job of that. So that's just a little entree into my whole, 64,000 view of media. And I think, quite frankly, you guys are fortunate that I do what I do. And I've not accepted a job from Bleacher Report. I've not decided to become a newspaper writer. I've not decided to be the social media guy and go apply for jobs at, wherever, the Warriors, Bleacher Report, Sports Center, what have you. So I do what I do just because, and let me use this moment to say, hey, you can support me on Patreon. I do need the help. I really do. If you're not clicking on my YouTube videos, at least do that, or tell other people about this podcast. So that's my little blip right in there. But moving right along, the next day, this would be Wednesday, which is yesterday, we had, and every day we're going to have Steve Kerr But the one thing, I was late to practice because I'm still figuring out how to get to practice in the most efficient manner. I take BART from near Daly City to 16th Street, which is very convenient because they have a really good bus system in San Francisco, and one of the buses is the 55, and there's also the 22, and I take the 55 because it drops you off right here by the arena, but sometimes I'm forced to take the 22, and the 55 is just not as frequent, and that forced me to be a little late. And I actually underestimated practice, but the reason why practice didn't go as long on Wednesday, which is day 2 of training camp, is because they had a couple injuries. Looney tweaked a hamstring, and Alan Smilagich, he sprained an ankle. So all of a sudden, Omari Spellman is like the 5 who's not injured. And so you start like I was talking about with Connor Letourneau, Marquise Chris, all of a sudden, this is a wing. He's a 6'8" wing, but he has a 7'1" wingspan. So he has a little bit of a meat on him, so he has to play the 5. And so now I'm wondering, who's going to cover Anthony Davis on Saturday. And it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's just a chance to get experience. But seriously, though, we're going to play the Lakers in a regular season game, and that same question will come up because Willie Cauley-Stein is out for a while, and I don't recall off the top of my head when the Warriors play the Lakers in the regular season, but that team is going to be a problem, period. Anthony Davis, LeBron. So, Draymond will check LeBron, okay. But, it's going to be interesting, this first game. And I hope to have all right, so we'll have the Lakers OT podcast people on just to see competitively how these lineups are going to shake out for the Saturday preseason game. And just an aside real quick, I just found out that my camera app that I like to use that has zooming functions and pausing functions, it just breaks on me. It just always freezes on me. The phone just had to restart just now, so I'm going to go with the stock app right here, which means I got to hit stop every single time I need a pause, which sucks. So back to what I was talking about. Let's see, with training camp, we're on Wednesday, and great, they're going to do construction right here. We're also the problem with this camera app, the stock one, is that I can't switch off a selfie mode instantaneously. All right, so the training camp got Marquise Chris is going to play center, probably get some minutes against the Lakers. And as far as today's training camp, we had... Oh, wait, let's go back. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, day 2 training camp, Steph Curry, and who else did we have? Steve Kerr, and I apologize, I cannot remember the other guy. Horrible ad hoc podcast here, forgetting those things, but Steph was great because he said one of the memeable things that happened was he said that he texted Andre to say, "I miss you, bro." So you guys should check out that little clip on our Instagram. And the rest of it, pretty straightforward stuff from Steph. Nothing terribly memorable that was, juicy. And let me just pause right there. All right, so I want to apologize once again. Okay, I'm getting all of my interviews confused. Well, Steve Kerr on day 1, I asked him about Zaza, what Zaza has been doing, specifically, because he's a consultant now, right? And Steve was like, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I have to go and find out. He was up in the office all day. So that was kind of funny. But then today, 2 days later, and I'm just going to jump back and forth between these last 3 days. I'm so sorry about that. But Zaza was on the exercise bike with Clay. You can see that on our YouTube page and our Instagram story. I will post on Instagram main page as well. So check that out. That was kind of neat. And Clay, on day one, posted on Instagram, took the ferry over from the East Bay. Also posted a couple pictures with, or short videos with Laura Harrier. So looks like they're, cruising along, and he is must-see TV. I mean, he just continues to put interesting stuff out there. He gave flowers to Laura today upon her arrival at the private jet airport, and he said chivalry is still out there, guys. So that was kind of funny. And also today, I caught D'Angelo and Steph shooting around, which has been pretty viral on YouTube lately. But they were doing this shooting contest, probably not against each other, but just counting up together and trying to reach a certain goal of made shots. And well, Steph missed, and they probably didn't hit their target. And Q was sort of like, exasperated. And Steph yelled out and laid on the ground there, but D'Angelo helped him up and everything. And it was really a good thing to see in terms of the chemistry that is building between those two guys. They've been shooting around together now after practice for 3 straight days. Also, yesterday, Steph was at TechCrunch Disrupt, a tech conference with venture capital people there as well, talking about his company SC30 Inc. with his president of SC30, which is his good friend Bryant Barr. And so that was the reason why Steph was the last one out of the gym, because he wanted to time it that way so that he could get his workout and then go to that conference and speak on stage and do all of that. So check out our Instagram or Twitter. There's or TechCrunch. You can just Google it. That's how I found it. And interesting stuff said there. So I think we're getting close to the 30-minute mark, which is the target. And as far as today's news, which was that little 3-point contest with D'Angelo and Steph and Clay on the bike, Jordan Poole yesterday, along with, so Steph went to TechCrunch, all these little other side tangents and little inside stories. Well, Jordan Poole yesterday hit a 35-footer, and I got that on film, and then moments later, but I'm trying to also film the actual interview that's going on. But at least BioFreeze is set up where I can sort of film both and still be next to the equipment that allows the voice stream to go directly in, so I don't have to rely on a microphone like I am right now. But anyways, BioFreeze is set up pretty okay. The only bad part, and it's a big bad part, is when guys are working out or on the exercise bike, it's on the opposite side of the practice facility, and we're not allowed over there, so it's very difficult to get over there. And also Steph is on the far end from where we are, so I always have to zoom in, and the other camera app doesn't work as well with the lighting, and so I have to use the stock app, which is more cumbersome in terms of collecting all the videos later. So it presents a little bit of a challenge. So I did not get Jordan Poole sinking a 70-foot shot, which was basically at the edge of the, sort of almost out of bounds on one court all the way to the hoop on the way other side. And so we're estimating that at like 70 feet. And this kid, I'm telling you, man, there's certain little, signs that you see, especially just the way he shoots. And today he tried the same shot and he front rimmed it. I wasn't able to film that because he just did it so quickly. But man, to swish it, and there was a swish, clean swish. And then today to front rim the same shot from 70 feet. I mean, this guy is primed to be the next generation splash baby, let's call it. So very much looking forward to Jordan Poole's development. I would say all the young guys, Pascal, Smiley, Spellman, all the things that they do well, we're going to have a microscope on for Saturday, and that's fine. Win or lose, it doesn't really matter. And then the other big issue unknown is how will Steph and D'Angelo play together. And so those are some things to look forward to. Now, as far as tomorrow, Friday, the last day of, practice before the first preseason game, and that's how I'm going to be marking my videos from now on. It'll be X number of days before the next game. So we're going to have playlists on YouTube of every single day, so just thorough, in-depth, and thank you for the people who are checking those out. But tomorrow, probably just a short practice because so many people are injured. We'll get an update on Smiley's ankle. Looney is not going to play Saturday. They're taking no risk on that hamstring, even though he was on the exercise bike, so it looks like it isn't that serious. And so Friday, I don't know who will get on the chair. Kerr's interview will probably be very short unless some kind of news drops in the morning. And so that's what we're looking forward to. And again, I hope to have the Lakers OT podcast people on as well. So thank you, YouTube people, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And once again, I got to remind you that even though you subscribe, it's better if you hit the notification bell, and then you'll get to see things like when I post Steph and D'Angelo having a moment together, because YouTube does not necessarily let you know in your feed that that the channel that you subscribe to has just posted a video. So the only way to do that is to hit the bell, and I appreciate that. And if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for that. And please start spreading the word for me and check out the previous podcasts, such as the ones where I actually got quotes from Steph on how to stay in the moment, and everybody else, Bob McKillop, Brandon Payne, Del Curry, Sonia, Sean Livingston, Steve Kerr. So appreciate that, and we'll close it out with Clay.
Let's go Warriors. Let's go Warriors. Let's go Warriors.
All right, guys, I just noticed this, so I have to include it in the video as well as the podcast. Are these Walk of Fame, Chris Bowen, Rick Barry. We're going in reverse. Nate Thurman, Al Addles, sorry for my shout out, Tom Messery, Will Chamberlain. Cool.